The rear foot elevated split squat, or as you'll see in programming, the RFESS, is one of my favorite exercises ever. And so there are definitely ways to set it up to make it more comfortable. It's still hard, but more comfortable on maybe the back knee if that's really griping at you with a deep stretch, maybe on the front knee as far as kind of position. So there's a lot of ways to set it up. I'll show you my favorites. If you have an option to have a roll like this, or even I've seen people set up the barbell low in the rack, put the hip thrust pad on top of it and use that so you can choose your height. That might work out really nicely. Usually the height that is more comfortable is going to be a little lower than you might think. Using a bench is also fine if that's what you have available. You just might not actually get your knee all the way to the ground, just based on like your leg length and flexibility. So as far as the back foot goes, I find that most people are more comfortable when their foot is able to relax like this and their toes are hanging off the edge. On a bench, sometimes people will try to have their toe tucked, which you have to have a lot of flexibility in that toe to have comfort and be able to get the depth that we're looking for. So even if you're on a bench, try toe flat on the edge. So when you get to the bottom then, it's going to be just pushed into the top of your foot versus that toe being really pulled back, okay? Another piece is, if you look at my position here at the bottom, I want you to really think about that back knee going straight down, which might push you a little bit forward over your front leg, and that's completely fine. When people are having discomfort, it's usually the back knee, and often that's from being really, really wide, and as they descend, you see this is a really big stretch through the front of my quad, and that can be irritating to the front of the knee. So maybe a little shorter than normal, and then we're gonna cue to ourselves, knee goes down to the ground. If you're gonna add weights, it's easiest to first try to set up your front foot, and you'll get pretty good at figuring out where that is. And then putting your foot behind you, you might have to kind of scoot around a little bit to get set. But then from there, what we're looking for is reach that back knee towards the ground, tap or hover depending on your setup, drive back up. I want you to think about a lot of your weight really being in that front leg, and the back leg is just a kickstand of sorts, so you should feel effort in the front leg a lot. Then when you're switching sides, once you're in a comfy position, just put your foot about a foot wider, but right in line with your other one, so that when you go to the other side, you're already in a position that feels comfy, and you can go right to your reps on that side as well. All right, so that is a rear foot elevated split squat setup. Go ahead and give it a shot.